Today we are going to study tangent and secant properties of circles. You have already studied what is meant by a tangent to a circle. So let us see once again. Here three different types of lines are shown regarding the circle. In this first case, the line L does not meet the circle. It just passes nearby the circle. That means it is a non-intersecting line with respect to the circle. Now, this line in this figure, the line L meets the circle at one point P. It meets the circle at exactly one point. That means this line is a tangent to the circle. This tangent meets the circle at the point P. Now, in the third case, the line L meets the circle at two different points, P and Q. So the line L is known as a secant of the circle. So, non-intersecting line, tangent which touches at the circle at exactly one point, and secant which touches the circle at 2 points. In this class, we will study the properties of tangents and secants through some theorems. Here we have the first theorem. The tangent at any point of a circle and radius to the point are perpendicular to each other. Consider the circle with center O, and the tangent AB meets the circle, touches the circle at the point P. The theorem tells that the radius at this point, that is OP, is perpendicular to the tangent AB. So at any point, the tangent will be perpendicular to the radius drawn at that point. So this is the theorem, OP perpendicular to AB. The tangent and the radius at a particular point of the circle are perpendicular to each other. We can write OP perpendicular to AB. The converse of this theorem is also true. That means a line drawn to the end of a radius and perpendicular to it is a tangent to the circle. So this is the converse of this theorem. Consider a line drawn to the end of a radius OP. If this line is perpendicular to OP, then the line must be a tangent to the circle. Now, another property of tangents. Theorem 2. From any point outside the circle, two tangents can be drawn and they are of equal length. Consider a point P outside the circle. The theorem says that from this point P, there are two tangents. We can draw two tangents to the circle, and these two tangents will be equal in length. That means PA is equal to PB. PA and PB are the two tangents drawn from the point P to the circle, and these tangents are equal in length. That means PA is equal to PB. Now, it is also true that these tangents subtend equal angles at the center. If you join P to O, AO and BO, in this case, angle AOP will be equal to angle BOP. That means these two tangents subtend equal angles at the center. These two angles are equal. That means angle AOP is equal to angle BOP. Now we can also write angle APO is equal to angle BPO. These two angles are also equal. This is also a property of tangents. Angle APO is equal to angle BPO. So, two tangents can be drawn from an external point to a circle, and they are of equal length. They subtend equal angles at the center, and they are equally inclined to the line segment drawn from the center to the point. Now, alternate segment theorem. First of all, let us see what is meant by alternate segments. Consider a circle with center O. The line AB is a tangent to the circle at the point P. is the alternate segment. If we consider angle QPB, the segment PSQ is the alternate segment. We know that this chord divides the circle into two segments. One is a minor segment, another one is a major segment. So, when we consider the angle QPB, the alternate segment is the segment PSQ, the major segment PSQ. If we consider angle QPA, for angle QPA, the alternate segment is the segment QRP. And if we draw any angle in the alternate segment, that angle is known as the angle in the alternate segment. For example, the angle PSQ is an angle in the alternate segment of angle QPB, and the angle QRP is an angle in the alternate segment of angle QPA. Consider angle QPB. For angle QPB, QSP is the alternate segment and the angle QSP is the angle in the alternate segment. For angle QPA, QRP is the alternate segment and the angle QRP is the angle in the alternate segment. Now, this theorem, alternate segment theorem, states that the angle between a chord and tangent is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. So, let us consider one of the alternate segments. Consider angle QPB, and QSB is the alternate segment, and the angle QSB is the angle in the alternate segment for the angle QPB. Theorem states that the angle made by the chord and the tangent at one end of the chord, this angle QPB is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. That means angle QPB is equal to angle QSP. This is the theorem for the first angle we have considered, that is angle QPB. Now if we consider the other angle QPA, let us consider angle QPA. The angle in the alternate segment is angle QRP. So by this theorem, angle QPA is equal to angle QRP. Angle QPA is equal to angle QRP. This theorem is known as alternate segment theorem. The angle between a chord and tangent, which is drawn at any of the end of the chord, is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. Now we can solve a few questions from exercise 15.3. This exercise is based on the theorems which we have studied today. From this topic, the tangent and secant properties, some of the theorems have been excluded. So you don't have to solve the questions which are based on those theorems which are excluded. Only you have to solve the questions which are based on theorems we have studied today. So let us see question number 8a. In this figure, AB is a tangent to the circle with center O, and it is given that AB is 15 cm and A is 15 by 2. We have to find out the radius of this circle. So here we can write first of all that OB perpendicular to AB, because we know that at any point of the circle, radius and the tangent are perpendicular to each other. We can write radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, since OB is perpendicular to AB, triangle OBA is right angle. We can take the radius as x. Let the radius be x centimeter. Now, in this triangle, we can apply Pythagoras theorem. That is, AO square is equal to AB square plus OB square. Now, AO is AC plus OC, that is x plus 15 by Simplifying this, we get 60x plus 225. Taking the LCM, we get 60x plus 225 divided by 4. Taking this 4 to the other side, we get 225 into 4. That implies 60x is equal to 225 into 4 is 900. Subtract 225 from 900. Bring 225 to the other side. Minus 225 implies 60x is equal to 675. X is equal to 675 by 60. That is equal to 11 whole 15 by 60, or x is equal to 11.25 centimeters. So the radius of the circle is 11.25 centimeters. Now, question number 9a. In this, a right triangle is given with the sides A, B and C. C being the hypotenuse. And it is also given that a circle touches the sides of this triangle. We have to find out the relation between the radius of the circle and the sides of the triangle. This R is equal to, we have to establish the relation between radius and the sides of the triangle as R equal to A plus B minus C divided by 2. Now, let us take the triangle as ABC. That is of the triangle as ABC. Here, AB is perpendicular to BC, therefore this angle is 90 degree, right angle. Now, OP is perpendicular to AB. OP is perpendicular to AB, and OQ is perpendicular to BC. The reason, tangent and radius are perpendicular to each other. Tangent and radius are perpendicular to each other. Now in this quadrilateral OPBQ, we have got 3 angles 90 degree. That means the fourth angle must be 90 degree. And also the adjacent sides are equal. We know that OP is equal to OQ. They are the radii of the circle. Hence, this quadrilateral is a square. 3 angles are 90 degree each, and the adjacent sides, 3 angles are 90 degree each means it is a rectangle, and the adjacent sides are equal. That means it is a square. Therefore, quadrilateral OPBQ is a square. OP is equal to OQ. Therefore, OPBQ is a square. Hence, here we can take the radius as R. PB will be equal to R and BQ also will be equal to R. PB is equal to BQ is equal to R. Now, we know that it is given that AB is equal to A. That means this part is R, this is also R. AP is equal to A minus R. The total subtracted by R. Okay, AP is equal to A minus R. Similarly, QC is equal to B minus R. QC is equal to B minus R. Now, consider the tangents AP and AR. AP and AR are equal in length because from an external point the tangents drawn to a circle are equal in length. That means AP is equal to AR is equal to A minus R. So AP is equal to, so we can write AR is equal to A minus R. And similarly we have CQ and CR are equal. That means CR is equal to CQ, that is B minus R. CR is equal to B minus R. We can write the reason. Tangents are equal. Hence, we have got the value of C. The hypotenuse C as A minus R plus B minus R. This part is B minus R and this part is A minus R. Therefore, C is equal to A minus R plus B minus R. That implies C is equal to A minus A plus B minus 2R implies A plus B minus C is equal to 2R. That implies R is equal to A plus B minus C divided by 2. Hence we have got the relation R is equal to A plus B minus C divided by 2. Now let us see how can we apply alternate segment theorem in the questions. Here question 21a. In this, a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD and a tangent PQ at the point A, and it is given angle ADB is equal to 30 degree. Angle CBD is 60 degree. We have to find out angle QAB, angle PAD and angle CDB. First of all, let us see angle QAB. QAB. This angle we have to find out. So this is an angle between a chord and a tangent. So we know that if there is an angle in the alternate segment, that angle will be equal to this angle. So let us see what is the angle in the alternate segment for this angle. This is the chord. Chord AB is the chord and the angle in the alternate segment. This is the alternate segment and the angle in the alternate segment is angle ADB. So QAB and ADB are equal by alternate segment theorem. Therefore, we can write first one, angle QAB is equal to angle ADB. Reason, angles in the, or we can write alternate segment theorem. Alternate segment here. Hence, we have got angle QAB is equal to 30 degree. Angle QAB is equal to 30 degree. Now, second question, we have to find angle PAD. Which is angle PAD? PAD. This is the angle PAD. That is also an angle between a chord and a tangent. Chord AD is considered. For the chord AD, the angle in the alternate segment is angle ABD. Now we have to find out angle ABD first of all. We know that angle ADB is given 30 degree and this angle is a right angle because this angle is a semicircle. So we can write angle BAD is equal to 90 degree. Angle in a semicircle. Now angle ABD is equal to 180 minus 90 plus 30, that is equal to 60 degree. So angle ABD is, this angle is 60 degree. Now we have considered the angle PAD. We have to find out this angle. This angle is equal to the angle in the alternate segment, that means this angle. So these two angles are equal. Angle PAD is equal to angle ADB, that is equal to 60 degree. Reason, alternate segment theorem. Alternate segment theorem. Now we have to find out angle CDB. CDB. This angle we have to find out. For this we have to apply sum of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. We know that it is 180 degree. Therefore, here we have 120 total. Here we have only 30. And the other angle, which is a part of the opposite angle, can be found. That is, we know that angle for the third we can write angle ABC plus angle ABC is equal to 180 degree. That is opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral. We know that their sum is 180 degree. Now that implies angle ABC is 60 plus 60, that is 120 plus angle CBD plus 30. Angle CDB plus 30 is equal to 180 degree. That means angle CDB is equal to 180 minus 150 plus 30, that is 180 minus 150, that is equal to 30 degree. So we have got all the three angles. Angle QAB is 30 degree. We have got it directly from the alternate segments. Angle PAD is 60 degree. That also we have got from the alternate segment. Now angle CDB is equal to 30 degree. Now question 22a. In the figure, it is given angle SRT is 65 degree. We have to find the value of X, Y and Z. Three angles are given with the name X, Y and Z. So first of all, let us see how can we find X. It is very easy. So here we know that the radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, we can write TS perpendicular to SR radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, angle TSR equal to 90 degree and it is given angle TRS is 65. Angle TRS equal to 65 degree. Angle STR, X is equal to 180 minus 90 plus 65. By solving this we get X is equal to 25 degree. Now to find the value of Y, we have to apply the exterior angle property here because we know that triangle TOQ is isosceles. This is also X. TO is equal to OQ. Therefore, these two angles are equal. That means angle OQT is also 25 degree. Angle OQT is equal to angle OTQ is equal to 25 degree. Reason OT is equal to OQ. They are the radii of the circle. That means Y is equal to, therefore Y is equal to X plus X is equal to 25 plus 25 is equal to 50 degree. Here we can write exterior angle property. So Y is equal to 50 degree. Now we have to find the value of Z also. In right angle triangle OSP, we know that OSP is right angle triangle because OS is perpendicular to SP. In right angle triangle OSP, we have got now this is 90 degree and the value of Y is 50 degree. So we can obtain the value of Z by subtracting. We can write angle OSP is equal to 90 degree. Angle SOP is equal to 40 degree. We have got it already. That is the value of Y. Sorry, it is 50 degree. Now, and Z is equal to angle OPS is equal to 180 minus 90 plus 50. That is equal to 40 degree. Therefore, the value of Z is 40 degree. X is equal to 25 degree. Y is equal to 50 degree. And Z is equal to 40 degree. Question 27a. Given that angle CAB is 34 degree, CAB is 34 degree, we have to find angle CBA. This angle we have to find angle CQA. So angle CBA can be obtained easily because angle ACB is 90 degree, angle in a semicircle. So we can write angle CAB is given 34 degree, angle ACB is equal to 90 degree, angle in a semicircle. Therefore, angle ABC, it is asked angle CBA. What are equal? Angle CBA is equal to 180 minus 90 plus 34. That is equal to 56 degree. So, angle CBA is 56 degree. This angle we have got, that is 56 degree. Now, we have to find out angle CQA. This angle we have to find out. That is in the triangle CBQ and the triangle CBQ. Now, we can find out angle CBQ. Angle CBQ is equal to linear pair 180 minus 56. That is equal to 124 degree. So this angle is 124. In the triangle CBQ, we need angle CQA. Now, angle BCQ, it is an angle between a chord and a tangent. Angle BCQ is an angle between a chord and a tangent, and by alternate segment theorem we know that angle is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. So for angle BCQ, CAB is an angle in the alternate segment, therefore angle BCQ is equal to angle CAB. We can write angle BCQ is equal to angle CAB. Angles in the alternate segment. Therefore, angle BCQ is equal to CAB, that is 34 degree. Now, in the triangle CBQ we have got two angles. Angle CBQ is 124 degree and angle BCQ is 34 degree. We can obtain angle CQB. So, angle CQB or CQA. CQA is equal to 180 minus 124 plus 34. That is equal to 22 degree. So, angle CQA is 22 degree and we have already got angle